Did you know November is National Entrepreneurship Month? And joining us now is Nick Knight, the executive producer of Venture Valley, a video game that's teaching young students how to be entrepreneurs. How exciting. Nick, thanks for joining us.
No, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
So tell us about Venture Valley. I understand it's kind of celebrated this month, but it's kind of operating year round. What's going on over there with Venture Valley?
Yeah, so it happens to be National Entrepreneurship Month, and Venture Valley is a game meant to teach young people about entrepreneurship. It's a game where you build businesses and operate those businesses and compete against other players in the game that are doing the same thing, and you have to basically out-business them. And it gives you it's a free game. It gives you a risk-free environment to try out different business strategies.
That sounds so fun and educational at the same time, something I would love personally. I understand you were at MIT and some other prestigious universities recently. How are the students accepting this and talking about it?
Yeah, so we were just in Boston last week. We were there at MIT one day, and we were at Boston University the next day with a big citywide tournament. We had all the universities in Boston involved. And the students were really great. We had a great reception, a great turnout. We had a lot of students that were interested in entrepreneurship. They had already started their own small businesses. And then we had a lot of students that never really considered it before. But after playing the game, they played it for hours and hours, competing for a cash prize. And at the end of the day, we had a lot of students saying that, you know what, I think I might want to start my own business someday.
Yeah, and that's the whole point of it, right, is to take those skills from the game into the real world. What were some of those students saying about, they're going to be opening the businesses of the next generation here. What were they kind of saying about taking it into the real world?
Yeah, it's funny because they start playing the game and everybody starts off slow, and you kind of watch on the leaderboards as they get better and better and better. But, they found out that, it's a very competitive game. It's fast paced. They got to make quick business decisions. They're looking at how the other guy's doing, and they're trying to figure out how they can do better. And they have to sometimes pivot their strategy. They might have to change up their marketing. They might have to change up their pricing. And they also learned, a lot of people came to us and said that they had kind of discovered new terminology, business terminology like COGS, which is cost of goods sold, or R&D, which is research and development. They hadn't really come across those before, and they kind of opened their eyes to some of the, real world business experience in the game.
Yeah, that's awesome. And kind of jumping into that entrepreneurship world can be a little intimidating. How are these students and kids kind of taking this and looking into taking it to that next level?
Yeah, I think that's one of the big takeaways is that a lot of people think that you can't, starting a business is too complicated or too hard for me or something like that. And Venture Valley really gives you a risk-free environment to go in there, play around. You start off with a simple dog walking business, for example. Not a lot of decisions to make there, but as you level up and eventually move into the really high-end businesses in the game, like a robot factory or a bioenhancement firm, you're making a lot of quick decisions. You're learning about marketing. You're learning about pricing. And one of the big takeaways they also learned was if you pay your employees well, they'll do a much better job.
That is a real life thing. I think that is amazing. Nick, what do you tell parents to say don't play video games? And then also, where can we go for more information about this great game?
Yeah, I have a 15-year-old son who plays video games nonstop as well, so I totally get it. But you know what? This is what we call a game for good. It really is one of those video games that you want your child to play, and adults as well. We have players ranging from middle schoolers all the way up to adults. It's a really fun game for everybody. And you can get Venture Valley on all of your devices. So it's available at the app stores for Apple and Android. It's also available for Mac and PC on Steam. Or you can just go to venturevalleygame.com and all the links are there.
That's amazing, amazing. Nick, can you tell us a little bit about your background too going into this game and also what people can expect from playing it?
Yeah, for sure. So, we started this project about 5 years ago, the Singleton Foundation. We had a really interesting challenge, which was, they wanted to help the young people of today with financial literacy. One of the subjects is sadly lacking in schools. A lot of them, riddled with debt as soon as they get out of school and stuff. So they wanted to kind of solve that problem. And they knew that they had to do it in a way that would engage young people. How do you do that? How do you get them to listen? And they knew that a video game is actually a hands-on way to experience things. So yeah, about 5 years ago, we started developing this game. We realized that making it a multiplayer game is what's really going to get them excited because then it's like a real world experience. There's other people trying to sell more coffee than you. How do you do better than them, right? So It's been really great. My background, I was in entertainment for a while, and then I've been an entrepreneur all my life, and then I was in video gaming for a number of years before I got on the project, and I was super excited about the possibilities of this game.
That's awesome. Well, Nick, thanks so much for joining us. Thanks so much for traveling and going out to all these universities, spreading this awesome game out there and building the next generation of entrepreneurs out there on this National Entrepreneurship Month. Nick, thanks so much for joining us. Good luck out there, and happy holidays. We'll be back with the rest of the show.